Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. To start things off, Voice, the social media platform first unveiled by EOS creator Block One in June, announced that it will launch in beta on the 14th of February, that is Valentine's Day in 2020. Voice announced the beta launch date in a blog post published by the project on the 5th of December. The firm also promises that it will share its progress with the community as the development goes on, which is actually a very interesting point, because I remember, I'm pretty sure a lot of you remember as well, when they announced this in June. It was meant to be the new revolutionary Facebooky, Instagram place where you could go and share your thoughts and share your voice. And then around June, end of June, July, August, and September, and October, and November, we had no news about Voice at all. I remember, and I said in the video as well, I Googled wherever search engined information for the Voice, and all you could find was stuff from June. So let's hope that they continue giving us information as time goes on. Voice also claims that thousands have already signed up to take part in its beta testing. The firm also admits that this initiative is still plagued by regulatory uncertainty and that it is still working with regulators to ensure compliance. I'm pretty sure a couple of you can figure out why. The platform also plans to cycle value back to the users in the form of its own tokens. That's why the regulators are there. Overall, the firm presents itself as a social platform aiming to solve the problems afflicting its already active counterparts, such as data auctioneering and hidden algorithms. Voice claims that this initiative will attempt to solve the interest misalignment afflicting current platforms. They said, "We believe Voice is social as it should be, where what's good for the platform is also good for you." For those of you who really didn't get everything that I was just trying to say, they said, or the reason for the people from EOS making Voice as an app, as a platform, is because they believe that current social media platforms either take your data without you wanting it, or rather knowing about it, taking who you are, yada, yada, yada. And also, you can't be the real you, which is kind of also a bit of a, I don't like buzzwords like that, because it usually comes down to, we'll say what we need to say in order to get you to our platform because we think it makes it sound nicer to you and therefore you'll use us and give us money, kind of thing. The other part is, the part that I kind of liked about Voice was that it was announced that normally, typically, when you're using any platform, any social media platform, your data is being cropped, taken away. They take what you do and they sell it to other companies and you make no money off of it. Or you do is post photos on their platform. They get the information about you, you get nothing. So they said that they were going to have a token where every time you posted or your voice was heard, as it were, you would get paid in the tokens as a trade-off for you actually using their platform. But this is also why we're seeing the regulators, I'm sure they've stepped in very quickly, because it's also it seems like a mini mimic of Facebook Coin. It's going to be another social media platform that they're expecting a lot of people to join who can use a token on that platform that has value that can get them away from any type of USD dominance. The blog post also explains the motivation behind the project's development and cites an explanation of Block One Chief Technical, that was difficult to say, Officer Dan Larimer, who was issued about half a year ago to an audience in Washington, D.C. The author of the post summarized what was said in the following way. He says, "Social media is broken, designed to use us. Our data and attention is harvested into trillion-dollar profits while we struggle to protect ourselves against the consequences of having our attention auctioned to anonymous parties and our personal information traded on the open market," end quote. So, without reading much further, as far as like, sure, they can say what they want. I think it was expected by the end of this year that we would have seen the Voice, but apparently I guess the update currently is, as we have it right now, that the beta is going to be launched on Valentine's Day of next year, which leads me to believe that the final rollout of it will probably not happen until summer sometime next year or the end of next year. I think I signed up for the beta. I remember when this first came out, one of my major cripes was that they said that and this is, here's where it gets kind of weird. In the world of decentralization and do whatever you want to do-ization, the things that they had announced for the platform was that if you wanted to be not a verified user, but I think even just use the platform in general, you had to like submit ID so that they knew it was you, because the point is that someone else could claim to be you. They could simply go on the voice and write that they were you and yada, 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 and then post things that weren't true because you didn't write them, as we see on Twitter, as we see on yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'd rather not give any personal information to any social media platform. And a side note, for those of the people who were commenting, I remember this very clearly now. When I said that in the video, people were commenting. They said, well, you have to do that for Facebook. You have to do that for Instagram. I have neither have any of my friends been told to give or show ID to use Facebook or Instagram. Never. I've been on Facebook like 2005, 2006, when I first got one. Never have I ever been told to show ID, and this is why when the people from The Voice said that you had to do that, I was like, okay, looking less likely that I'm going to use it. But apparently, people said, or the internet said, that you can join, but you won't be verified, or there'll be some type of thing. I think you won't be able to use money, or I forgot what the actual thing is. So if I did sign up for the beta, I will probably test it. If I can't verify myself in some sort of way other than giving them ID or showing them where I live, I will never then use this platform. The point being, in 2016-17, it was believed that the way to hold on. I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's a bit better. It was widely believed that the way to glory for the cryptocurrency space was to have a killer app. A lot of people kept on saying that Bitcoin was the killer app, even though Bitcoin isn't an app. It was more so something that people could use on their phones that would make cryptocurrencies mainstream. Okay, now it's just driving me nuts. Just woke up. I guess maybe it's one of those just woke up kind of things, but it's still kind of annoying. Sorry. The point being, after all of that, is that people thought that The Voice, or simply Voice, I keep calling it The Voice. Isn't that a TV show? People think that Voice could be the killer app for the people within the cryptocurrency space to kind of make us mainstream. Still left to be seen, as it were. But anyway, to kind of finish things off, this is the information that we have. Here's the actual blog post, or rather voice post from their website. It says the road to beta. 6 months ago, yada, 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 rant, Washington, subject, state of social media. Let's see what happens. We've been told that a lot of stuff was going to launch this year and has still yet to be launched. But let's move on. Next up, BlockFi, the cryptocurrency lending service backed by Galaxy Digital, Winklevoss Capital, Consensus Ventures, and More Money, is expanding into trading with an unusual zero-fee model. The startup has made a name for itself by offering investors a way to realize a return on their crypto without selling it. Clients deposit Bitcoin, Ether, or GUSD Gust, stablecoin with BlockFi, then take out US dollar loans against their crypto collateral or earn interest on their deposits. BlockFi lends the crypto to BlockFi lends the crypto to big institutional players that use it for trading and pay interest, which the lender passes back to depositors. That is, starting Thursday, users have one more option. They can buy or sell using their balances. For example, buy more Bitcoin using the Gust or Ether they've deposited, or vice versa. There will be no trading fees, as the service will have a different profit model. The money will come from selling data on the, oh my gosh, this sounds terrible, on the user's trades to big institutional crypto firms that in turn will act as market makers at BlockFi, providing liquidity. They said market makers want the information about what trades are happening And they get it by having relations with as many venues as they can to support the receive that order flow. The data will be anonymized when the service is up and running, the company said. Some of the market makers have been BlockFi's clients on the crypto lending side already, and some of them are already the startups equity. Okay, that sounds... This was relatively big news about a day or two ago. This was floating all over the place, and I said, okay, I'll talk about it. People were like, yeah, there's a place to trade cryptocurrencies for zero fees. That's going to be amazing. I knew there had to be some kind of catch. Anything. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you remember. No, maybe not a lot at all. This was before I even had a lot of subscribers. I used to love the idea of like crypto lending. There were about 6 platforms that had launched. I think I was obsessed with one of them. And nearly all of them collapsed, fell, disappeared because of the... I was going to say money crisis, because the cryptocurrency market fell down. Liquidity, we all know the whole story. The altcoins that disappeared into the woods. This is actually kind of weird. And this is one of the major things that a lot of early advocates within the cryptocurrency space had to educate me on, as far as like the entire lending and stuff practices like that. I mean, there's a lot that I want to say, and I'm trying to constrain myself because of time. More so, rather not so much so for me wanting to rant. You know, I like to rant about nonsense. Like I just look outside through the window and I kind of just go off on a tangent. The point being, the way that it was discussed to me, or I was told, was that cryptocurrencies, should they become incredibly popular in the future, are probably going to have a problem with institutions, as far as institutions are used to, I think it's called fractional reserves. They're used to having something where pretty much they have something and they say that they have more, and they lend based on this. And then what ends up happening is when there's a debt collapse or things fall apart and people kind of say that they want their money back, they have to then announce we don't actually have it. So I could imagine, not saying that this is going to happen for BlockFi, but you better believe there's an institution or a bank somewhere who's looking into this. This is why it's also very odd, the idea of not BlockFi once again, but like a bank wanting to custody your crypto or hold your crypto, because it leads us into the exact same thing that we already have with the banking system. For those of you who don't know, once again, when the bank gives you interest or money that you have based on the money that you have in your account, it's because they take your money that you've deposited with them and they use that to invest in other things. They buy this, they buy that, they buy so and so and so. And after the profits that they've made from those ventures, they drop a little tiny amount back into your account, and that's the money that you get. And this is, I guess, what the lending services are going to have from the crypto lending. So we'll see how this develops. I'm certain we are going to have some type of and I don't want to use the word reckoning, but I think there's going to be a very big pushback, backlash. Something incredible is going to happen within the cryptocurrency space within the next 10 years. With lending platforms and stuff like that, where someone simply won't have the money to give back. Someone's going to default on a loan, which is going to be very great. Imagine a company has 100,000 Bitcoin. Let's say, hypothetically, a company says, I need 20,000 Bitcoin for my loan. They go, okay, here's the loan, yada, yada, yada. The company goes belly up, goes bust. All the money's gone. They've given it away, they've traded it, they've sold it, all the Bitcoin that they had was gone, and they can no longer pay back their 22,000 Bitcoin loan that they had. What then happens to your Bitcoin? What happens to your cryptocurrency? Because you can't simply just print more Bitcoin, and that's kind of the major point to be made. So we're going to have a situation, I can feel it. If this already happens with fiat currencies, they're trying to figure out a way to do it with crypto. And then when we have a situation where someone can't pay back their debt, or something gets hacked, or the money's not there, or the so-and-so's blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yeah, didn't mean to be a downer, but that's, it's not going to be everybody's future, but this is why, if you can, and I mean for the future, for the future, Try not to take out any loans. Try not to owe anyone. Definitely don't take out loans to buy crypto. Don't owe anyone. You won't get into situations like that as far as having to pay someone back. Anyway, let's move on. Kraken is in the news. San Francisco-based cryptocurrency exchange Kraken is adding support for its latest fiat asset, the Swiss franc. According to a blog post on the 5th of December, Kraken said that in collaboration with Liechtenstein-based bank Frick, the Swiss bank, or Swiss franc, will join the roster of fiat currencies that Kraken already supports, namely the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, the euro, the British pound sterling, and the Japanese yen. The Kraken team further revealed that the Swiss franc trading began on the 6th of December and on Friday, and that it will roll out trading pairs between the Swiss franc and Bitcoin and Ether, with the future possibility to add more trading pairs as well. Cool. For some reason, the last month or two, I'm not exactly sure why these two have been focused on. It's been the Swiss franc. Oh gosh, what's the other one? What's the other coin that's constantly being added? The Singaporean dollar. Nearly every crypto exchange, nearly every major platform has announced at some point over the last 60 days that they are adding the Swiss franc to their platform, or adding the Singaporean dollar, or you can. It's typically you can trade it against Bitcoin and Ether. So if you have a Swiss franc and you've been looking to use Kraken, there you go. Here's the actual blog post right here from them. It says Kraken now supports the Swiss franc! Exclamation point. Bank Frick. Let's move on. Next up, Ghana is maintaining a cautious approach to cryptocurrencies despite its central bank's plans to launch a digital currency in the new year. Over the past 5 years, the West African country has become the fastest growing mobile market on the continent. The burgeoning number of mobile money users is proof that digitized payments are providing a means for people to become financially active. According to a 2019 economic analysis by the World Bank, the number of registered mobile money accounts in the country exploded from 3.8 million to 23.9 million over the course of 5 years. There's a little pretty chart right there. The statistics speak alone for themselves, blah, 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 blah. The move to mobile payments has not gone unnoticed by the country's central bank. At the end of November 2019, the Bank of Ghana announced plans to explore the use of a central bank digital currency in the new year. Here's I believe the original article for that right here. It says Ghana exploring digitized national currency. This was said by an executive at the central bank. And then clicking around as well, they actually released a 23rd annual banking conference, Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana, where apparently somewhere within this documentationally stuff, they spoke about also launching their own central bank digital currency. So, for those of you keeping track, this is now the 800th country on this planet who has announced that they're going to be launching their own central bank digital currency, and I assume the main reason why they remain wary pretty much has to do how do I say this lightly? I can't. It's more like everyone's trying to make their own coin before Libra can launch. I was going to say before Voice can launch, but we know that's a lie. Everyone's trying to launch their own before the big F launches their own coin, and they remain wary because they're still trying to figure out ways of controlling it or making sure that they control it. There's, I mean, I don't know how else to sugarcoat that. Anyway, yet another country who says that they have plans to launch their own digital currency. And to kind of finish things off, the CEO of crypto payment processor Alliant says the company is actively talking to additional professional sports teams about the possibility of supporting Litecoin. In a new interview with FOSS, Eric Brown says Alliant is pushing to build momentum for crypto adoption in the world of sports. He said, and I do quote, "We're talking to a couple of other teams. We figured if we got one team in place, others would follow. We do feel it will be successful in rolling that out," end quote. Litecoin was named the official cryptocurrency of the Miami Dolphins in July. I remember that as well. Through Alliant, fans can now buy raffle tickets using Litecoin and Bitcoin. Can they not buy actual tickets? The partnership also grants Litecoin in-game branding and advertising at the team's at the team's stadium and across its online properties and digital content. Charlie Lee, part of Litecoin Foundation, bring mainstream cryptocurrency. He said this collaboration propels Litecoin in front of an audience of millions of people around the world at a time where adoption of cryptocurrencies continues to gain momentum and the ecosystem is able to support real-world use cases in ways previously not possible. Litecoin Foundation partnered with here we go. Partnered with mixed martial arts promotion company UFC, the Pro Sports League Glory, and K-pop concert production company CNU Entertainment Global. I mentioned, and people called me all sorts of names out of their fingers, that I said what's really interesting about Litecoin is that they keep partnering with sports companies, and I think they also partnered with was it a dog? No, what were they? Litecoin's partnerships have been very interesting over the last year. While other companies in the cryptocurrency space have been partnering with this institution or this so-and-so and so, and this having futures and this having derivatives, the people from Litecoin, and I assume this is where the conversations have gone, maybe Litecoin is trying to find itself as a sports coin, if that makes any sense. It does. Because every coin seems to be trying to find their niche. Bitcoin has dug into the ground as digital gold, digital this, store of value, yada, yada, yada. You know the whole story. XRP is supposed to be for banks. Ethereum is supposed to be bringing themselves up as the world computer. And Litecoin has been Litecoin. So I think it could be smart of them to try and be the coin for the sports world. Not exactly how sure or certain or strong that's going to work. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much more to this story. It's kind of like an awkward phase kind of thing. Litecoin seems to be trying to find itself. Do you think Litecoin can take off as a sports world coin? It seems unlikely, because we've already seen before that other teams, a whole bunch of football teams, have been trying to, and I mean every other team has been talking about creating their own cryptocurrency, and as it's expected that everything that has value will be a coin of some sort. I feel like along the way, some company will be propositioned by Litecoin, and they'll simply go, okay, we'll think about it. Okay, we're going to make our own coin now. I don't know. It seems neither here nor there, but apparently they're trying to. I mean, if they can do it, great. I mean, I mean that wholeheartedly. If Litecoin can become the coin of sports, and you go everywhere and you see like a big LTC banner, that'd be great. But it seems unlikely that, or rather, no. I was gonna say let's wait for like a big sports team, but even then, as always. A very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Barebones Mining, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohair Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Woody and Daisy, Triple M and J, Travis Schneider, Wise Night Hour, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Milweezy, Mechanic, Strange, Radio Central, Crypto Artist, Goldie 3D, Cryptopolis, Nicholas, One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Damien, Setsuna, Nick Kanai. Holy crap, my stomach was hurting. I tried. One breath is impossible. Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Krypton Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, his chest every day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes, 2 Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Semi Boucha, Ting Tang, Walla Walla Bing Bang, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, and Shoop Shoop Diddy Wop, Hummer Hummer Wang Dang. I am now lightheaded. Thank you all very, very much for your patronage. At the moment, the market is marketing. It is both green and red. It's neither here nor there. Bitcoin has fallen below the $7,503 where we were for quite a bit of time. I was just reading an article. They said it appears that the volatility is back within the market, and we don't know if this is good or bad. Volatility means that people are actually using the coins. They're trading it back and forth, at least more actively than they were previously. However, volumes have slipped. Bitcoin's volume a couple of days ago, about a week and two weeks ago, was around $18 billion, give or take. Ethereum was around, I think, 7 or 8 billion. And XRP was around 1.6 billion. So XRP's volume has completely almost cut in half. Yeah, it's just how the market is. Tezos is still up. Interesting. Nothing else is really doing anything significant. Algorand is up. Who knows why? They haven't been in the news. That's about it for the top 50 coins. People have been saying, or it was like the end of the weekend, beginning of the week analysis about what is apparently. I was thinking supposedly and apparently. What could supposedly happen during this week is that Bitcoin, once again, looks like it could retest lows, because analysts are saying that we keep retesting the lows to see if this will cause a bounce in the market. Or I think if we maintained over 77 or 7,800 by the end of this week, it could give us a move towards 8,000. When it happens, it happens. That's the best part about all of it. But Tether's definitely feeling some type of strain because it's all over the place. It means that people are definitely buying. I hope that you all enjoyed. I hope that you all have a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Do you, tell me honestly, do you plan on using voice? Like, what is there an appeal to you about using it, about, you know, being able to get paid for posting content, but the trade-off being having to give personal information so that they can verify who you are? It seems unnecessary, and I don't want to. I already barely use social media as is. People were asking before what platforms I use. I post my videos on social media platforms. That's about it. I don't like the idea of us moving into a world where I have to give you my blood type and how tall I am so that I can use your platforms. It seems just a little weird. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.